So Shmaya is telling you already, it starts from the top. It starts from our leader. It starts from our rabbi. It starts from our president. It starts from everybody. The ones that are running the show, the guys that are paying the bills. It starts from you, my friends. You keep trying to tell us that we're supposed to be at peace in today's day, as if we're no longer in the exile, as if the Mashiach already came. We should befriend everyone and not separate ourselves from them. Then you're going to have such an easy time seeing all your kids befriend all of the goyim, and little by little, a very easy time losing them. Shem Menachem. So, Shmaya is telling us, come on, stay away. But now in this week's Mishnah, Rabban Gamaliel is in essence trying to repeat the same thing. But what does the Rashbat say? He says, no, the difference here is in the beginning he told you stay away in the first place. Stay away. But if you can't stay away, like Mordechai. Mordechai in the story of Purim, Megiddat Esther, he didn't have a choice. They didn't say, listen, we're going to have a bunch of people we're going to vote for. You should put your name in the ballot. No, no, no. He's like, you, second in command. Because the guy before you almost killed everyone. Haman, Rasha. So we'll put you second in command. At least you can protect the Jews. The king is not Jewish. We're going to put the second in command as a Jew. You have a better chance of survival. Now, Mordechai didn't have a choice. But the Gemara Masechet Megillah, page 16b, says that when Mordechai actually became a leader and got involved in, he was already part of the Sanhedrin. He was number 4, in essence, in levels in the Sanhedrin. Number 4. After he became part of the government, he dropped a level to number 5. You would think, wait a minute, he's politically stronger. What's wrong? He's protecting Am Yisrael. He's in a position of power. Jews are not being killed because of him now. If a new Haman wants to come, he has to go through Mordechai first. Mordechai told him, no, go away. Look what happened to the last one. We hung him. He's going to protect him. No, Gemara says, Gadol Talmud Torah me'atzalat nefashot. The study of Torah is even greater than saving lives. Meaning the fact that Mordechai became a political leader didn't help his relationship with Hashem. Even though it was for Shema, it was to help Am Yisrael, it's to save lives. He says, no, Hashem runs the world. Hashem runs the world, He could save it without you. It was better off you stay in a Sanhedrin. If it wasn't written in the Gemara, I wouldn't be able to say something. So people have to understand, everybody wants to be a politician, wants to be this, I want to help Am Yisrael, I want to help this, I want to help that. You don't need to. Hashem runs the world. Hashem runs the world. But the Rashbat says, okay, if you can't hold yourself, if you're already there, you're forced to be a politician, forced to be in a position of power, fine, then at least listen to this. Start off with the teachings of Rabban Gamaliel of beware of these rulers. Meaning, keep yourself at a distance. Don't be BFFs with them. Don't have coffee with them every other day for fun. If you have a meeting because there's a war, you have a meeting because there's a strike, you have a serious reason, go meet them, do what you gotta do, and leave. Don't go to vacation with them. Don't hang out with their families and have your kids play together. No. You have to beware of them. Why? Because you have to realize that your relationship is only out of convenience. They only have a relationship with you because you're the one that can help them do whatever they want to do. You can help them achieve their goal. And this is coming from Rabban Gamaliel. And where is he getting this from? He's getting this from his father, Rabbi. His father, Rabbi. His chavruta was Antoninus, the Caesar, the head guy in Rome, top guy, number 1. Called the king. I think they call it Caesar, but he called the king. It's the same thing. Marcus Aurelius Antoninus. is what they call it in English. The Gemara calls it Antonitus. But anyway, they had a very, very special chavruta that started from the time that they were born. His father, Rabban Gamaliel, also called Rabban Gamaliel, same thing like his son, Rabban Gamaliel Gadol. In the time of Rabbi was born, there was a gzerah, there was a decree by the wicked Romans that you're not allowed to do Brit Milah. Not allowed to learn Torah, not allowed to do Brit Milah. They tried to eliminate Judaism. Rabban Gamaliel had a son, Yehuda, little 8-day-old baby. What is he going to do? He's gives him Brit Milah. Of course, there's always a Rasha looking at everyone and waiting for them around the corner. Sometimes it's a Jew, sometimes it's a Gentile. There's always a Rasha somewhere. And Hashem sends them to test us, to see what we're going to do. It's not that the Rasha exists upon by himself. Hashem sends them to test us. This was not even a test for Rabban Gamaliel. Why? Because he knows who runs the world. So the Rasha comes, hey, you went against the king, I'm arresting you. Okay, Rabban Gamaliel is the head of the Jews. He's an important person. So they can't, insult him, abuse him. It has to be an orderly way of how to bring him, treat him with respect until they kill him. That's the goal. So now, before he gets to the king, they have to travel. Eventually, before they get to the king, it's a long road, long travel. Eventually, they get there, and before they meet him the next day, they're going to have him stay at one of the king's family members' houses. And they stay there, and the wife of the Baal Habayit, of the owner of the house, sees his wife, sees Rabban Gamaliel's wife crying. Why are you crying? She says, look at my baby. What did he do? They're going to kill him tomorrow. And the Roman woman says, why are they going to kill him? What did he do? She says, oh, because he's a Jew. She goes, what do they care if he's a Jew? He goes, oh, because, they don't like us. He goes, how do they even know if he's a Jew? And he says, well, because we did Brit Milah. Look, we cut the foreskin. He goes, oh, that's how they get identified? He goes, yeah. She goes, you know what? I also had a baby. Same time. Same age. Also, he's only a week old. 2 weeks old by now. Why don't you take my baby? Because all babies look alike. Take my baby and show it to the king. And he's going to see a baby doesn't have a foreskin cut off. So they think that they lied. So Rabban Gamaliel's wife says, only under one condition. Can you give me a condition? Saving the boy's life, you're going to give me a condition? She goes, yeah, one condition. What? Don't breastfeed my son. Don't breastfeed your son. I'm doing you a favor here. You said, okay, don't breastfeed. Because it's our tradition that Ami says only allowed to drink kosher milk from their mothers, from Jews. Don't breastfeed my son. Just think about this emunah, that she's trying to save her kid's life and she's giving her conditions. House, we would already be writing checks. Oh, how much do you want? What's for this? We got to clean your house, cook for you. She's giving her conditions. So this is what happens. Gemara says, it continues, they bring the Roman boy as if he's a Jew. The king sees it, he goes, what is this? You brought my dear friend, the Honorable Rabban Gamaliel, all the way here for no reason? Saying that he's did a Brit Milah, went against me? There's no Brit Milah. He killed the Rasha. Disgrace disgrace a big person. Even though he's not a Roman, he's a big person, he's important. They had respect. They killed the Rasha. But now, they come back to pick up their boy. And they want to take Yehuda, who later becomes a Yehuda. So thank you very much, you saved our son. She goes, yeah, but I have one thing I want to, in return. Oh, anything you need. She goes, I want you to breastfeed my son. You breastfeed your son? Why? She goes, because it seems like you're so connected to your God that you were scared, you would rather your son die than have something unholy. Which means that what you have is really holy. And I want that for my son. So she breastfed her son. And her son later on became Antonitus, Marcus Aurelius. And Rabban Gamaliel's son, who became Rabbi Yehuda. And they were chavruta. They learned together. So much so that Antonitus actually had a cave made directly from his castle to Rebbe's house. So you could sneak in under the every night to go learn with him every night. And what he would do, the Gemara says that he would take 2 soldiers with him. One of them he would kill as soon as he got out, and the other one he would kill on the way back. And the reason why, because he didn't want to have any witnesses to know that he's learning with Rabbi. If his people knew that he's learning Torah, they'd kill him. So this is what he did for years, and they say eventually he converted according to the Gemara. And as a matter of fact, there's some major parts, major arguments, debates between Rabbi and Antonitus. He's a big Talmid Chacham. And he actually, Rabbi said that he beat him in a few debates. He beat him in a few debates. So, such is the extent of something holy. But last but not least, Antonitus also knew the truth. Even though he was in a political position of power, a top position, he knew that the Jews are the chosen people. And he knew that Rabbi and his Torah was the holiest thing there is. And every night, before the night would be over, he would go on all fours, and he would tell Rabbi, climb on me to go to your bed. And Rabbi said, no, it's not the right honor for a king. He goes, I wish I had the honor of the Torah that you had. Your Torah is much more valuable than my kinghood, my Caesarhood, whatever it is. Kingship. So, we have a son that tells us, listen, despite the relationship that my father had, chavruta, with the former Caesar, I'm telling you from experience that as soon as my father died, they didn't look at me the same way. The relationship wasn't the same anymore. Antonitus died, my father died, relationship is over. That's it, no more. Now it's a new relationship. Now it's between me and the new guy. It's not the same thing. You could say that. What is it like? In this week's Parashat Vayeshev, we have the whole story of how the 12 tribes, Yaakov's 12 sons, got upset, got jealous, all types of reasons at Joseph, and eventually sold him. Originally they wanted to kill him, but Reuven said, don't kill him, let's sell him, and they sold him. Chazal explains, anyone that thinks that Yosef was sold because of just pure jealousy has got it wrong. He went through this whole tikkun, to this whole punishment for a few reasons. The basic reason is because this was one of the ways that Hashem is going to make it look natural for Am Yisrael to eventually go into Egypt. But a bigger reason was because he spoke against his brothers. Even though he was trying to do it for Shema, he was trying to do it to help them. When he saw certain things that they were doing didn't look kosher, he didn't do it the right way. And the fact that he spoke against each one of them, 10 of them, he didn't speak against his own, Benjamin, spoke against 10 of them, he got a year in jail for each one. But now initially Joseph is sold, he goes to the home of Potiphar. Potiphar sees this beautiful young kid, and later on we see in the Torah, and actually in next week's Parashat Miketz, that Potiphar is called Potifera. Why is his name changed? Why did they add a at the end of his name? because Potiphar became homosexual. But his wife, before he became homosexual, was known as one of the most beautiful women that ever lived. So now he gave this position of power to Yosef, run his business. All of a sudden Yosef starts running the business. Potiphar sees that anything he gives this kid to do succeeds. He gives him ashes, turns them to gold. He gives him gold, turns it to platinum. Everything he does turns to gold. Everything works out. So Potiphar is just sitting and relaxing. But then one day, Potiphar's wife, according to Chazal, they said that she wanted to do it for shmad. She wanted to do it for a good reason, because she saw in a dream that the descendants of Yosef are going to come from his, are going to be very holy people and so on. So she wanted that to come from her. So she tried coming on to him, and despite being so beautiful, Yosef kept his eyes shut, kept his mind closed, and kept a straight neshama, and didn't fall. But eventually, the woman got upset, and a scorned woman is nothing to mess with. He got thrown in jail. So now he's in jail for 10 years. And it's not like the jail that's like Taj Mahal today. In those days, when they have a jail, it's like they dig a hole in the ground. It's like Gehenom is jealous of this jail. That's the type of jail they put these people in. So, Yosef, a tzaddik, beautiful, very fragile, very righteous, very holy. Who is he surrounded by? Murderers, rapists, all the worst people on earth, and then you put him over there with them. 10 years, not 1 day or 2 days. Me just thinking about it, honestly, since I'm starting to having a little nausea, just thinking about this jail. He's there for 10 years. Finally, Hashem sends him salvation. He sends these two people that the Paro threw in jail, the chamberlain of the cupbearers, and the baker, chamberlain of food. He throws both of them in there, and they both have a dream. And Yosef tells them, this is the interpretation of the dream. The baker is going to die, but the cupbearer is going to go back to even a better position than he had before. Great! Everything is fine. So now Yosef became in essence the leader of the jail. Got a top position in jail. Everybody comes to him, asks him for advice, asks him for translating dreams. Great! And then he makes the mistake of his life. What's the mistake? He tells the chamberlain of the cupbearers, he goes, listen, when you go back to your position, remember me. Tell Paro that I shouldn't be here. Tell Paro that I'm here. And Hashem punished him for it. In essence, according to Chazal, the salvation was supposed to happen right there and then. Meaning, he was supposed to translate their dreams. Paro was supposed to have his dream right that day, and the next day, Yosef HaTzadik was supposed to come out to go translate the dream for Paro. But because Yosef at his level told the chamberlain of cupbearers, listen, tell Paro, in essence asking man for help instead of asking Hashem for help, doing more ishtadlut than he's supposed to do. Hashem said, oh, you said 2 words, I'll punish you for 2 more years. He's not going to have the dream for another 2 years. So now at the end of this week's parasha, the last verse of this parasha, it says, V'lo zachar sar mashkim et Yosef v'ishkachehu. Yet the chamberlain of the cupbearers did not remember Joseph, but he forgot him. Meaning, So, Chamberlain of the cupbearers gets out, just like Yosef said is going to be in his dream. He gets out, he gets his job, he's BFFs with Paro again. He has his job, he has his money, he has his house, he has everything. But all of a sudden, the guy that helped him get out in the first place, all of a sudden, he forgot about him. He was BFFs with Joseph just a few days ago, when it was convenient for him. When it's convenient for him, hey, can you help me out? Sure. As soon as it was a time to return the favor to Joseph, forgot. Forgot. I don't remember. Forgot. He doesn't remember and he forgot. It means the same thing. It says it twice here. See that? It's a forgetting out of convenience. Forgetting a little bit out of intention. Not forgetting like he doesn't remember what happened 2 days ago. Even if you don't remember exactly every single detail of what you did this morning, you remember basically what happened. Remember, basically, I ate omelet. Would you have any omelet? I don't remember what was on the omelet, but I remember I ate an omelet. What'd you do after that? I went to work. How long did it take you to work? I don't know how long it took me to work. Maybe an hour, maybe 2. I don't know. I went to work though. I know that. What'd you do at work? I did some stuff at the computer. What'd you do on the computer? I don't know what I did, but I know I was on the computer. That's what I do every day for the last 30 years. I'm on the computer. That's what I did. So even if you don't remember the details, you know basically what happened. Here all of a sudden it says you forgot, you didn't remember. Requires a little effort to forget and not remember. Why? Because it's not convenient for him to remember this Jew that's in jail over there. I don't want him to come here and remind everybody I was in jail. It's embarrassing for me. I'm the cupbearer. I'm important now. Can't tell people I was in jail. It's not a good history. So already we see here, the Rabban Gamaliel is telling you, listen, this already happened to my father, Rabbi. As soon as he died, as soon as Antonitos died, they forgot. The relationship between us and the Romans now are not exactly the same. Shortly later we see the Romans are going to destroy the Bet HaMikdash. But this is not the beginning. This is not the beginning. So you go back to this week's parasha, hundreds of years before this, it already happened with Yosef HaTzadik with Potiphar. Potiphar was happy until he wasn't happy. Threw Yosef out in the garbage. Threw him in jail, go die. Then cupbearer and Yosef again. Same guy, Yosef, supposed to get released. Again, forget about him. Then eventually, next week's parasha, Yosef becomes the viceroy. After 2 years, Parashat Miketz, Hashem says Miketz means the end. The end of the punishment. The end of the punishment, meaning that on that very day, he had the dream, on that very day that the punishment ended, they brought Yosef all the way from the bottom, he became the viceroy the same day. From the bottom of the barrel, he went to the top. Meaning, Yeshuat Hashem ke'eref ayin. The salvation of Hashem comes faster than the blink of the eye. When Hashem wants to give you salvation, it's not going to come to you in a natural way. Don't think, oh listen, I made all this money and then I lost it. It's over the next 5 years I lost this money. It's going to take me 20 years to make it back. Oh, I lost this relationship. I worked on it for 15 years, 20 years this relationship. Who knows if I'm ever going to find one. Oh, I lost this. It's going to take so long. Everybody thinks that things are supposed to happen over time. When Hashem is good and ready to give you your salvation, it can all happen instantly. Instantly, love at first sight. Instantly, you have all the money in the world. And it doesn't have to come from the lotto. There's plenty of ways Hashem can give you money. Ways that you're never going to think of. Instantly, whatever you've wanted for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, eventually Hashem says yes. Hashem says yes. Someone came to the Rabbi Ponovich. He said, I pray every day. But Hashem is not responding to my prayer. So Rabbi Ponovich says, no, he is responding. He goes, no, but I didn't get anything. He goes, exactly. He says, no. That's the response. He said, no. You wanted this. He says, no. Or maybe you didn't pray enough. If your prayers are not being answered, it's one of two reasons. One, Hashem is clearly saying no, just like He said to Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu, Parashat Vayetchanan, prayed 515 times, to come into Eretz Yisrael. Hashem says, Havlach, enough, don't pray anymore. I don't want you to come in. No. But what did he say? He could have just said no. Why did he stop? Could have just said no. He said, Havlach, enough. Why? Because in reality, Hashem is telling you, if you pray enough, eventually I'll say yes. If you pray enough, I'll say yes. Moshe Rabbeinu prayed 515 times. Hashem said, stop. Why? Because if you pray 516 times, I have to say yes. And it's not good for you for me to say yes. Because I don't want you to. Just because you want doesn't mean it's good. Hashem knows better. Kol de'avid rachamana, tav la'avid. Rabbi Akiva en Masechet Brachot says, everything that the merciful one does is always for the best. Not that it's just good. His rabbi, Rabbi Akiva's rabbi, said, Gam zu l'tova. This too is for the good. Well, you got a flat tire, it's good for the good. You broke a finger, it's for the good. You lost your job, it's for the good. You lost millions of dollars, it's for the good. Gam zu l'tova. Rabbi Akiva says, not only for the good, it's for the best. Everything he does is the best. Meaning, it's a higher level. Why? This for the good, this for the good, this for the good is obviously amazing. If we could just live like that, we'd be the happiest people in the world. But Rabbi Akiva is saying, Hashem has an infinite amount of ways to take you from point A to point B. If you want to go from here to New York, you could take a plane, you could take several planes. You could take Delta, you could take JetBlue. You shouldn't take Spirit, it's a very small airplane. You could take this one, you could take private, you could take public, you could take a bicycle, you could take a car, you could take a chopper. You could swim there if you want. I can't swim, though you could swim if you want. You can do a lot of ways. A lot of ways you can go there. You could drive with a Mazda, you could drive with a Ferrari. There's a lot of different ways you can get from point A to point B. Just like, L'avdil, Hashem can take you from point A to point B in a lot of different ways. But for Him, it's infinite. The only way that He picks is the best possible way. Meaning that whatever is happening in your life, whatever Hashem allows to happen in your life is the best possible outcome that could possibly be. Even when it looks like an outright punishment. Even the punishment is for your best. So somebody says, wait a minute. You were sick for 7 years, 8 years, suffering, horrendous, lost money, friends became enemies, Shem Erachem, crying, wanting suicidal, everything, worse things on, worse things. Tell me that's for the best? Not only is the best, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Why? Because I know just one simple explanation. There's many, many reasons. One simple explanation is that if all of that craziness didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. I'd still be on Wall Street, wasting my life away. And then eventually wake up when Hashem takes me out of this world and I have to pay the bill forever. Oh, Mechalel Shabbat, Mut Yumat, and Shem Erachem, and all these things. What good is that money going to do for me? What good is the fame going to do for me in this world? Only thing it's going to do is go against me. That's one simple explanation. There's many, many other ones. So Hashem is going to put you through a road that sometimes doesn't look that good. It looks like you're suffering, it looks like you're struggling, it's tough, it's this, it's that. But trust me when I tell you, it's already written in the Torah, it's already written in the Gemara, it's written everywhere. Everything that happens is always the best. Just give it time and you will see it. Just like you want Hashem to give you the benefit of the doubt, to give you more time to finish your tshuva, because you're still making sins. But Hashem punished you every time you made a sin, you wouldn't survive a week. If every time we made a sin, Hashem smashed us on the head, we wouldn't survive. But we say, listen, Hashem, I'm not ready to do this. I'm not ready to keep Shabbat 150%. I'm ready 90%. I have some problems with the phone. I have some problems with the light. I have some problems with the cooking is not exactly 100% this. I have a few things. I don't know all the halachot yet. It's going to take me time. Or, someone has talak mishpacha problems. They go to mikveh, Baruch Hashem. Yeah, they go to mikveh. But, during the time when they're not pure, they still, hold hands with the husband. Still hold hands with the husband. Not allowed to hold hands. Not allowed to sleep in the same bed. But it's hard for them. It's hard. Not like this woman that contacted me a few days ago. She, Baruch Hashem, is trying to do tshuva, but unfortunately, her husband is a rasha. And he says, not only he doesn't want to do tshuva, which is, it's his business, but on top of it, he doesn't want her to do tshuva. Meaning, he says, I don't agree that you're going to keep talat mishpacha. If you separate from me for half the month, 12, 13 days out of the month, I'm going to go with another woman. I'm going to go with another woman. He's telling this to his wife. He's not even pretending. He's not even faking it. Tell you, go to the mikveh, do all the things, fine, I'm going to go with another woman. Days of Sanhedrin, they'd hang him. Just for saying something like that. So me, I don't know, I get upset when I hear husbands that are like that. But at the same time, you have to look, what's the halakha? What's the halakha? So she asks me, okay, so listen, so I'm not going to be with him during, when actually I have the period. I can hold out that much, but maybe I don't have to wait the 7 clean days. Maybe I can just wait 2 days. According to halakha, if you're with him during those days, that intimate relationship restarts everything. Meaning, you have to restart the count. If you were, let's say, with him on the 2nd day, first of all, you have to clean yourself. And second of all, you have to start counting all over again. New 7 days. New 7 days. You have a serious problem here. You were with your husband when you were technically not pure. So then the next question is, okay, fine, but so 1 week I can hold up, but for 2 weeks of the month I can't do it. He's going to leave me, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. What's the halakha? Halakha says, divorce him. It's the minimum requirement of being married is keeping family purity. Even if he violates Shabbat, even if he eats not kosher, even if he's wicked beyond wicked. If he's all that, eventually you can help influence him. Eventually maybe he's going to do tshuva. But if he's not allowing you to keep talat mishpacha, there's no marriage. Divorce him. That's, to me, shocking. Because in Judaism, divorce is like a bad word. Nobody says divorce. It says, no, if you're not willing to let you keep talat mishpacha, there's nothing there. There's no foundation. There's nothing. It's all he's going to do is get you to go first class ticket to Gehenom. For what? So, somebody gets a test like this. It's a very, very difficult test. Hashem says, trust me, you'll pass the test. Even if it ends up in divorce, even if it ends up with problems at home, even all of these things, you trust me, eventually I'll get you out of this. I'll get you into something better. Your road is going to be shaky, it's going to be bumpy. But I promise you, the end, the destination, you're never going to regret. The only thing you're going to regret is that you didn't do it faster. Just wait till you get to the destination. Be patient, you get to the destination. So now, we have ourselves Rabban Gamaliel telling us, you have to understand something very, very important. All of these leaders, all of these people, they haven't worked out for us very good. You look at my father, look at Yosef Tzaddik with Potifar, look at Yosef Tzaddik with the cupbearer, and it didn't end there. It didn't end there. Because then he became Pa'o. Became second in command. And what does it say in the first book of Exodus, Parashat Shmot? ויקם מלך חדש על מצרים אשר לא ידע את יוסף. And a new king arose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. Now Joseph at this point built Egypt. Egypt was like, you know, nice little place. They had a few bucks to their name. They were like Florida. Joseph made them into the U.S. He turned them from nothing into everything. Became friends with Paro. His whole family came in there. They built cities. They built this. They built that. He made them wealthy. The entire world had to pay taxes to Egypt, thanks to Joseph. And all of a sudden you have next generation, the new Paro, doesn't remember Joseph. How do you not remember him? Your people worship him.
They didn't keep the records. So.
No, the people, they hid his tomb. His tomb, because they felt that Joseph was so holy, they hid his tomb inside the Nile River. And they would worship the Nile River with the tomb in it. They made him into a god. So what do you mean, all of a sudden, all your people are saying he's God? You don't remember him?
Yeah.
So no. Conveniently forgetting. Why? Because they're getting too powerful. Well, let's fool these people. Let's fool these Jews, these Israelites, before they become even more powerful than us. Because at the end of everything, we're the Egyptians. They're here in our country. We're not in their country. Let's fool them. So I'll pretend like I don't remember this guy Joseph. Like, who, Joseph? Who, Joseph who? We had a couple of Josephs in the family. Pretends. So again, leadership, forgot. It's not the last time though. Fast forward, Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu grew up in Pharaoh's house. Even though Pharaoh didn't exactly love the Jews already from this parasha, but Moshe Rabbeinu was like his son. All of a sudden, Moshe Rabbeinu kills an Egyptian as if it's the first Egyptian that ever died. Oh, go find Moshe and kill him. This wasn't enough. This continues. Generation after generation with the Romans, with the Greeks. This whole holiday that we have coming up in a few days, Hanukkah. What happened? What happened is that a bunch of Jews decided to become Reform. A bunch of Jews decided to become Mityavnim. Mityavnim means they wanted to become Greek. The Greeks said, listen, we don't really care about all the things that you do. Just come join us. Stop with your nonsense religion. We'll give you money. We'll give you political power. You won't even have to work. What, you're a shoe salesman now? We'll make you president of the school. Teach people that God left. He created the world and then he left. Let's make you the president of the school. You're a dressmaker. We're going to make you president of the university to teach people. I'm going to have to hang up because people are talking. It's distracting me. Whoever is talking, you have to stop because it's very, very distracting and I have this phone on speaker. Actually, you know what? Maybe I could get it off speaker, so maybe that would actually work. It's very annoying. People don't understand how difficult it is to give a lecture. You have to stay focused. I don't have a script. So we'll try it this way. So now you have yourself Jews wanting to become Reform. They became Reform. Stop keeping the laws. They don't like the oral Torah, they like the written Torah. They don't know, written Torah is nice. Nice stories, Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay, what about the oral Torah? What about actually knowing how to keep Shabbat? You go, no, it just says Shabbat. Don't light fire. Okay, so we won't light fire. Okay, but you're driving a car. No, a car is not exactly fire. Actually, it is. It's 6,000 fires. You just don't see it. The same fires you light in the woods is a different form of fire. And people are starting to cut different parts of the mitzvot, make it their own, and little by little, they replace the kippah with a smaller kippah, and a smaller kippah, and a smaller kippah, and eventually becomes a little quarter, and the quarter falls off, they put it in their pocket. Then they're embarrassed of the quarter. Or they replace it with a baseball hat, because they don't want anyone to know that they're Jewish. And a tzitzit first goes inside, then it goes on the shelf, then it goes in the closet, then it goes in a drawer, then it goes in the attic, and eventually you throw it out. And a tefillin, instead of using it 6 days a week, now it goes down to 3, then 2, then once a month, then, whenever I get a chance. Instead of going to the kollel, or to yeshiva, or to yeshua Torah, you go to the movies. Let's go watch X-Men. Let's go watch Fast and the Furious. Let's go watch all those movies. Why? It's not so bad. It all starts small. Reminds me of a story that my mom told me. There's one time, there's a guy comes, knocks on the door of a rich person's house. 9 o'clock at night. Rich guy is trying to relax. Who's knocking on my door at 9 o'clock at night? He sees this simple-looking guy. He goes, what do you want? He goes, I want to buy your house. He goes, it's not for sale. He goes, no, I don't want to buy the whole house. I don't have money for your whole house. I just want to buy room for my nail. The guy looks at him, what? Nail, I have one nail. I have a nail. I want to put it in your house. Just give me the space for what that nail is. He goes, do me a favor. Get away from me, you and your nail. I don't have time for this. He goes, no, listen. I'm going to give you $1,000 just to let me put the nail in your wall. The guy's rich. And Gemara says you give somebody 100, he wants 200. You give him 200, he wants 400. You give him 400, he wants 800. Meaning the more someone has, the more he has a desire for more. Meaning that the guy that has 1,000, his desires for another 1,000. The guy that has 1,000,000, his desires for another 1,000,000. Meaning he feels like he's lacking more. He needs more, the guy that has 1,000,000. So the guy's thinking, listen, he has a $10 million house. This guy's going to give me another 1,000. It's good, it adds to my collection. I want more money. What do I care? Put a nail in the... I have a huge house. 10 rooms in the house. I'm going to give him a nail. What do I care about the nail? I don't even see the nail. Okay, fine, give me the 1,000. And he gives him 1,000. He's like, where can I put it? He's like, any way you want, just pick a place. So the regular looking guy comes, looks, he picks a spot right next to the stairs, tuck, puts the nail, thank you very much, here's the contract, we signed the contract, goodbye. Guy's like, wow, who's better than me? And now not only I have this nail that I'm probably never going to see, but on top of it I have another $1,000. I'm a genius. I can't wait to tell this to all my friends that I was so smart, I made money even off of a nail. $1,000 off a nail. So he's happy, he goes to sleep now. The next day, at 1 o'clock in the morning, he knocks on the door. Knocking on my door at 1 o'clock in the morning. Opens the door, goes, sees the guy again. He goes, what do you want? He goes, no. Sorry to bother you, but my hat. I'm going to put my hat on the nail. What? Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You couldn't come to me. He goes, no. The hat needs to go on the nail now. I don't need it anymore. I'm going to go home. But I don't want to put my hat in my house. Maybe it's going to get ruined in my house. It's dirty and everything else. I want to put my hat. Your house is clean. And my nail is clean. So I'll put my hat on the nail. It's my nail. He goes, okay. Come on. Put the hat on the nail. Goes to sleep. Next day, 1:30 in the morning. No, what do you want? My jacket. I don't need it. It's hot tomorrow. I just saw the news. Tomorrow's going to be very hot. I'm not going to need my jacket. I'll put my jacket on the nail. Because you couldn't come at 9 o'clock at night or at 7 o'clock like the first day you came at 9. Couldn't come on a normal hour. He goes, no, I need it. I was working all day. I was very, very busy. I couldn't come till now. He goes, no. Third day, 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning. No, what do you want now? You guys, has cobwebs on his eyes, waking up in the middle of the night. What do you want? What do you want? He goes, I want my hat. Off the nail. He goes, that's it, I can't do it. No more, you can't come into this house. He goes, what do you mean, no, I have a contract. I have a contract, look, I have a contract. You signed, this is my nail, it's my... He goes, no, sue me. He goes, okay. So they go to court. And the judge says, listen, you have a contract, it's his nail. You sold it, $1,000. You have to open the door whenever he knocks, and you have to let him use the nail. Oh, Hashem Yerachem, the guy, the rich guy, every night at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, all throughout the day, put the hat on, put the hat off. Put the jacket on, put the jacket off. Let me scratch my back with the nail. Let me just look at the nail. Let me put a picture on the nail every day. After 2 weeks, he says, listen, take your nail, take the house. I'm out of here. That's the mashal. That's the mashal. That's the parable. What's the nimshal? What do we learn from here? The Yetzer Hara is the same thing. Yetzer Hara comes to you and says, listen, he's not going to tell you, listen, go cheat on your wife. Not the first thing. They're going to tell you, listen, go cheat on your husband. Not the first thing. He says, let's watch a show on TV. Let's watch, I don't know, one of these, I don't know, whatever shows are on TV. Let's watch Desperate Housewives or something. Let's watch a show on TV. Instead of learning Torah, instead of watching Shiur Torah, instead of coming to Shiur Torah, let's watch a show for a half hour only. Half hour, what's the big deal? It's a nail. Half hour. So you watch a show on TV. And you see the woman on TV, it's like, the guy looks at the woman, she looks perfect because she's a movie star, and he looks at his wife, and she's Tisha B'Av, she's in her pajamas. And he looks at the woman on TV, he looks at his wife, and he really believes in his heart he can get the woman on TV. Every guy thinks he can get the woman on TV.
Yeah.
Next day, he's still thinking about this woman on TV. And he sees, all of a sudden, he sees new employee in the office. The jacket. New employee in the office, new secretary. Oh, let me show her around. Be nice, what? Chesed, show her the Jews are good people. Show her around. Show her around town. Maybe she's from Oklahoma, now she's in New York. She doesn't know her way around, poor girl. So let me show her around. So he's trying to be a tzaddik. Show her around. Look, this is the office. This is the printer. This is the office of the boss that could fire both of us if he knew that we were talking. This is the picture of my wife who would slaughter me if she knew I was talking to you. Well, shows the things. Oh, she's still alive? No, she's not alive anymore. Don't worry. Oh, what's the wedding ring? No, that's not. That's just for looks. It's for looks. It's for looks. Now it's the jacket. Next day, this girl doesn't have any friends, doesn't have anybody. Who she have? You. You with the payers and the hat and everything. So what she said? You want to go for lunch? And the meeting goes from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Hashem Yerachem, Hashem Yerachem. It starts as a nail. Starts a little movie, little commercial. Shortly later, you gave him the whole house. Which means your whole shlom bayit is gone, your whole marriage is gone, your kids are going to hate you, Hashem is going to hate you. You just destroyed your life. Why? You started with a TV show. Half hour. What's the big deal? It's just a nail. That's what Chazal is telling us. If the evil Satan comes to you, drag him to the Bet Midrash. Drag him to go learn Torah. It's the only way you're going to get away from it. Only way you're going to survive the atomic bomb like that is by learning Torah on a regular basis. But when you put yourself in constant danger, you already lost the war. So Rabban Gamaliel is telling us, listen, we had all of history. My father, my great-great-grandfather, Moshe Rabbeinu, Yosef HaTzadik, even Yitzchak, Avimelech kicked him out, then took him back. This goes back all the way to the beginning. And he said, no, but that's a long time ago. Come on, Kvod Harav, it's 3,000 years ago. Leave us alone already with this stuff. Okay, let's go faster. Let's go sooner. Let's go back 500 years. 1492. 1492, you had Dan Yitzchak Abarbanel. Abarbanel was the treasurer of the king Ferdinand and Isabella. Treasurer is control of all the money. Pretty much usually the most important person on earth. Controls the money. No money, everything fails. At least in this world. And he enabled Spain with his wisdom that Hashem gave him. He enabled Spain to finance getting back their country from the Muslim people. He put the country back on the map. They got back control because of what he did. But all of a sudden, king's like, okay, so I don't need you anymore. I don't need the Jews anymore. The Jews helped us build our economy now. We don't really need it. Okay, our economy's good now.
Out.
Good luck. Goodbye. In a moment, Abarbanel, despite all of his pleas not to kick them out, not to do all of these things, in a moment, his huge service, all of the years of work, all of the effort, all of the friendship, everything in a matter of moments became worthless. And the ungrateful employees that he had turned their backs on him and on his people. In 1492, gone. Not enough. Just go even, more recent than that. You go back into our grandparents' generation. Nazi Germany. Before Nazi Germany became Nazi Germany, it was just Germany. And who put them on the map? The Jews. The Jews built their economy. Germany was the most powerful country in the world at one point. Much more powerful than America, much more powerful than everyone, because they had the most amount of money. It was the America of its day. And who was on top of politics, business? Jews. Jewish people built it and took over the country's top positions. Eventually, this wasn't exactly welcomed anymore, because Hashem said, listen, I gave you money, I gave you power, I gave you everything you want, but what do? You use all of it against me. I gave you money, so you go buy a car to drive on Shabbat.
Yeah.
I gave you beauty, so you go cheat on your husband. I gave you beauty, so you go intermarry with someone else. I gave you arms, you use them to steal. I gave you eyes, you look in places you're not supposed to. I gave you a brain, you use it to cheat people. Everything I gave you, you use it against me. Okay, it's khalas, enough, not giving you anymore. But when Hashem stops giving, it's not like we stop giving. So now, the Germans all of a sudden want to vomit us. But not vomit us and just like go away. They want to exterminate us, Hashem Yerachem. And that's what they tried to do. So all of a sudden, the places we were leaders, we actually put, the Jews, actually put Hitler in power. We voted for him. Even though he wrote in his book that one of his missions is to destroy Jews. No one wanted to take him seriously. No, it's not serious. I'm German, I'm not really Jewish. I'm not keeping. Everyone thinks that just because they're not keeping and they're friends with the politicians, everything's fine. No, I'm not like, the religious guy. I'm just whatever. My parents are Jews. I'm not connected to it. Who's the first person that died? Those people. So now, This has happened time and time and time again. I'm no prophet. I'm not even the shoe of a prophet. But I can tell you one thing for sure. The amount of trust and comfort that American Jews have should be uncomfortable for everybody. The amount of faith that Jews have in America doesn't necessarily look that good based on our history. Listen, today America is our friend. If Hillary was a president, they wouldn't exactly be our friend anymore. Oh, Hashem had mercy on us, and He's giving us some more time to do tshuva. But the fact that everybody's so excited, Trump's going to go in, Trump is this, Trump is friend, Trump is that. Okay, Trump promised a bunch of things before he became president. But as soon as he becomes president, his free choice is no longer his. Hashem takes over. And Hashem will move him like a puppet, wherever He wants him to. If He wants to have Am Yisrael prosper, he'll prosper. If He wants Am Yisrael to suffer, Hashem Elachem, Am Yisrael can suffer. Meaning that, according to the Rambam in the commentary on Deuteronomy 31:18, he explains that this constant reality check that Hashem gives us, of showing us that the very same leaders that we had faith in go against us, it's a vicious cycle. And as a community, we believe in God, yet we tend to rely on governments to bring Jewish salvation. Well, everybody said, no, I believe in God, I have the black hat, I have the beard that could sweep the floor, I have the long skirt, I have the this, I have the, everyone, yeah, Hashem, 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 Hashem. But everyone watches the news to see what the president's going to do. Everyone watches the elections. Everyone spends so much time worried about who's president and what did he say this and what did he say that. And every time he has a speech, everyone's glued to the TV like it's Ruach HaKodesh. Like it's Moshe Rabbeinu speaking from Mount Sinai. They stop the learning, they stop the teaching, they stop life, they take off of work. Why? Because the president's giving a speech at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I think, Hashem Elachem, if Moshe Rabbeinu came down at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, some people said, no, I'm busy. President's coming? Oh, no. Psh. Come on. Gotta take a break. Gotta listen to the president. So we say we believe in God, but in reality we're showing that we're having a lot more dependence on these governments. And the Rambam says, and God responds in kind to our lack of faith in Him by turning His countenance away from us. Thus, His apparent uninvolvement in Jewish history is a direct reflection of our own behavior. He's telling us the more we rely on government, the more Hashem is likely to put us in the hands of government. This is why in the book of Deuteronomy, and also it's in the Tehillim, it says, Aru, cursed is the man who relies on man. Cursed. So now, this is a very, very serious problem. We see that we're constantly failing at the same thing. We're failing at it as we speak to such an extent we're bringing these people to Beit Knesset. Political figures are coming to Beit Knesset. Christians are coming to Beit Knesset. I think one day they're going to put the Avodah Zarah in the Beit Knesset also, Hashem Elachem. They're going to put Buddha right next to the Aron HaKodesh. No, let's just look at it and see if we feel better. Let's be in peace with the Chinese. Maybe they could donate $1 billion to the Beit Knesset. So when we go and get off track to such an extent, you can't really expect that much. But now Rabban Gamaliel is telling you, listen, but sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you have to have a Jew in politics. You have to. He's got to play something. It's his job. He doesn't want to be there, but he has to be there. Okay. So Rabban Gamaliel says, okay, first and foremost, understand. Your job is Torah, mitzvot, everything else is secondary. That's what we talked about last night. Anyone wants to want the details? Last night's shiur. Torah is number one. You are never allowed to violate Torah for any reason. Unless it's pikuach nefesh. Unless you're saving a life. But not like possible pikuach nefesh. A definite pikuach nefesh. Like somebody asked me a question today. She said, listen, I want to go to nursing school. But the problem is that this nursing school that's local, they give classes on Shabbat. Can I go even if I walk there? I'm going to walk there. I'm not going to drive. I'm going to walk there. Can I go to nursing school on Shabbat? I said it's only a matter of time. Even if you walk there, it's only a matter of time before you violate Shabbat. Which means you can't go. Why? Because number one, even walking there, maybe it's out of the tchum. It's too far from the iruv that you have. That's number one. Two, you may use tools. Not allowed to use these tools on Shabbat. Three, you may have to write. It's only a matter of time before you are going to violate Shabbat. You're not allowed to violate Shabbat for school. Only if you're saving a life, and you're a student, you're not saving any lives. And even if there was a possibility that you will help in some surgery that will save a life, it's only a possibility. It's not definite. Not allowed to violate Shabbat for a possibility. Why? Because as we learned earlier today, Gemara Masechet Megillah, Gadol Talmud Torah mi'atzalat nefashot. Torah, learning of Torah even, not just fulfilling the Torah, learning of Torah is already bigger than saving lives. But we still put the Torah on hold to save a life. Why? So the life can fulfill the Torah. Not because life is more valuable than Torah. So first and foremost, Rabban Gamaliel is telling you, you're a ruler, you're in there, make sure you befriend them from a distance. Know that this relationship is based on certain benefits. They want something from you, you better get something from them. Don't wait till your last day in office to ask for them to give a contribution. Get to business right away. Don't befriend their kids, don't go to Christmas parties, don't go to Hanukkah parties, don't go to any parties with them. Go strictly business. You want to save Am Yisrael, you want to help Am Yisrael, get to business. Enough with the political talk and all the nonsense that everybody spends their whole life doing, playing golf, playing this, playing that. By the time they actually get to the request, they don't even want it themselves anymore. Why? Because they're comfortable playing golf. Like, hey, if I ask them what I want, we're not going to go play golf anymore. So let me delay it. In 6 months I'll ask them. I want to play another 6 months worth of golf. Get to business. Also know that they're only friendly with you if they want something from you. They want your votes, they want your money, they want your power, you want your control, something. As soon as you have nothing to offer them, they're going to throw you in the garbage. How do we know? We just showed you several proofs. People that are much bigger, better, and smarter than you got thrown in the garbage instantly.